Let's begin by listening to Miss Nolynn's next great adventure. Give it up for her, please.
In September of 2020, I woke up like any other day, but that night I planned on it being my last. For a long time, I'd been struggling with my own mind, my own thoughts, and that day was no different. Completely unaware of the events that would unfold in the next 12 hours. The day seemed to be just like any other day, up until after dinner and everyone was in bed. After having a bad day at school and troubles with friends, I was ready for the day to end. Until the thought that I wouldn't have to deal with the horrible days again crossed my mind. The events of this night that I remember are written in a journal, a repetitive dear blank over and over, until my family and best friends had a paragraph written for each of them. A picture frame sitting right in front of me on my dresser got picked up. I watched it shatter into my hands and fall to the floor. Unfortunately, I am not the only one who has experienced something similar. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among individuals aged 10 to 24 in the United States. Every year, 17% of high school students seriously consider suicide and 8% attempt it. Among high school girls, 22% seriously consider suicide compared to 12% of boys. Males are 4 times more likely to die by suicide than females, though females have a higher rate of suicidal thoughts. In teens aged 15 to 19, the suicide rate is 10.5 per 100,000 males and 4.1 per 100,000 females annually. This calculates to an average of 1,148 teenage girls and 3,300 teenage boys lost each year. That same night, it was out of the corner of my eye, my Bible that I haven't touched in over a year, sitting on the shelf above my desk. I don't remember what I read, but I just started reading. The turning point. The glass, once shattered with intent, now seemed an accident. I was given another day, another week, another month, just another year, just in one night. No, I didn't start to read consistently or go to church or go to a youth group every week. That came 2 years later when I decided to switch from a school that I had known for a decade and step away from a sport I had loved since I was 7. I became a part of a community, the Acton Academy Lincoln community, and from that community I gained my best friend. This is when I began to reclaim my faith and rebuild the relationships around me that had been broken for so long. I am now a very firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and that you can plan your life out as much as you want, but the Lord is going to place your footsteps no matter what. We can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. Proverbs 16:9. Imagine walking into a high school where students are laughing, engaged with one another, and involved in their learning. Teens are passionate about sports and extracurriculars, excelling without the constant pressure of grades or homework weighing on their shoulders. Suspensions have dropped dramatically, fights haven't had to be separated in months, and students are genuinely happy to be living life. What if we started offering counseling and care for all students? What if we hired teachers who create a welcoming environment for everyone? In such a space, students struggling with their mental health would feel safe and comfortable reaching out for support. This vision can become a reality if we come together. Specialists in the psychology field, mental health professionals, teachers, school leaders, and parents. I've experienced it firsthand, being shut down at the sound of the word depression. I've seen how mental health struggles can be dismissed. I've lived through the motions of day-to-day life while losing myself bit by bit. Through faith and trust, I found the strength to rebuild myself and my life. I believe that this foundation can help others to do the same. Doesn't every student deserve that opportunity? The question often arises, is mental health preventable or curable? The simple answer is no, but it can be managed. The best way to help someone who is struggling is to put yourself in their shoes. Empathy is a superpower. By sharing my own journey and the support I needed, I can be the person who helps others and grow to become that person that I needed by my side. Now, you may ask, how are you going to become that person? What is it going to take to follow through with all of those goals? I know it's not always easy to decipher whether or not something is a passion or just a hobby. The definition of a passion is a strong and barely controllable emotion. For most of my life, I've envisioned myself becoming a teacher. I love the idea of helping others learn and grow, and I've always been told that that was a natural talent that I had. As I reflect back, though, I feel like that was always me taking the easy way out, knowing it was something that I was good at, but not something that I would be excited or passionate about. As I began to take a deeper dive into learning about who I am and learning more about myself, I discovered how much that interested me. Not just learning about myself, but learning about others as well, understanding human behavior, emotions, and mental processes. realizing that my passion had begun to shift away from helping others in an education standpoint, but more in a psychological standpoint. Now, this wasn't an overnight shift, but started to unfold as I began truly reflecting on what I enjoy learning about. The more I explore the topics of the complexities of the mind, the way people interact, and how mental health shapes everyone's lives, a passion began to spark. Psychology changed from just something I knew about to something that felt both empowering and personal, and now feels like the path that I've always been meant to follow. At this point, I don't have access to a shadow or intern at the level of career that I want to go into. I need your help to connect me with those who are already in the psychology field. I was given a connection to someone who previously worked in the industry, and the outcome of her asking for other connections didn't work out. I was connected with a school therapist, emergency psychiatrist, and clinical psychologist, and all came back with liability concerns and safety concerns as I'm still 16. As a 16-year-old, I haven't found the ability to work in a hands-on learning environment, especially when it comes to psychology and the medical side of careers. My ask is for connections and a paid internship to build my skill set and start to make something of my passion. My dream connection would be in the field of sports, being able to work under someone working with sports teams and players, understanding the impact that sports have on students and athletes both mentally and emotionally. I am very excited to learn about how sports psychology can be applied in order to enhance the performance of athletes, build strength, and help the players to navigate through the challenges of pressure. Having the opportunity to intern with someone in the field would provide me with valuable hands-on experience, which would allow me to observe and then contribute to the mental strategies that support athletes. I am very eager to explore how psychology and sports medicine come together in order to support athletes' well-being on and off the field. When connected with someone that I have the opportunity to work under, in shadow, I promise to create a plan on how I'm going to stay on top of my work and make building my skills and continuing to learn my top priorities. I promise to continue advocating for teenagers' mental health, ensuring that they all receive the support and understanding that they deserve to thrive. By working with an experienced professional, I will actively seek out new opportunities in order to learn from the experiences and gain practical insights into the psychological challenges teens face. I promise to walk into this internship with an open mind, strong work ethic, and a passion for understanding the different journeys all teens face. Through this experience, I not only will build my knowledge and skills, but I also continue to deepen my commitment to being an active advocate for teenagers, amplifying their voices and creating a more supportive environment for all to feel like they are heard. A question that I have been asked recently by many is, where do I want to be in 5 years? What do I want to have accomplished by then? It got me thinking about how ever since I was in kindergarten, I was always looking forward to what was next, what was ahead of me, excited about the future. Although, as I've gotten older, the more the excitement started to shift into fear. Not knowing what lies ahead began to feel overwhelming. Now, as I approach a new chapter in my life, I've begun to realize that the future isn't something to fear, but something to embrace. I'm excited again, ready to start focusing more on the present and work towards the goals I have set. The future holds so many possibilities, and I'm so eager to take the first step into finding what those possibilities are. Thank you.
A very worthy next great adventure, Ms. Nolynn. I am thrilled for you. This is, who knows where it goes from here, right? But what a launching point. I am so excited for you.